counterfeit like LeBron James, who has that bootleg logo tattooed on his chest. When LeBron retires, his number would be called 2. Okay, this is how the deep state, he thinks that he's just going to retire, and that's why he doesn't want to retire. You know the former NBA player Dwayne Wade?
Correct.
His son Zion is now called Zaya. Okay, this is how these people within the system, to go to the next level, you have to sacrifice something. This goes back thousands of years during the time of the pharaohs. If a man wanted to have access to Pharaoh, he had to sleep with the male magician. If a woman wanted to have access to Pharaoh, she had to sleep with the female magician. If a parent wanted their child to see Pharaoh, that child had to sleep with a male or female magician. Nothing has changed. In the rap industry, to go at a certain level financially, you have to be what we call butt broken.
Humiliation.
That humiliation. And to your powerful listeners, this goes back into slavery, right? The transatlantic slave trade. Slaves who could not be controlled were sent to the Caribbean, and they were tied down, mostly men, chest first, and molested by a male slave master in front of the other family members and in front of the other slaves. Nothing has changed.
I want to be a part of the rap game so bad, man. He looked like he would kill his mama to get a hit record. Rick Ross signed this guy on YouTube. And when Rick Ross signed that dude, man, as wicked as Rick Ross is, now you know Rick Ross is wicked as hell. He did not want to sign that brother. When that dude signed that contract with Rick Ross and Jamaica hit it right on the point. He looked at that contract, man, he just shook his head. But you can see it in his eyes. He just had a look where all bets are off, like, God damn, another brother gone. You see what I'm saying? But them demons got to be fed, man. He has to do it. He has to feed the demons, meaning he got to find people who's vulnerable and dumb enough to want to sell their soul. Once you get into the sodomite world of Hollywood, you have to keep initiating.
What you don't know is that the human race is being manipulated by a higher power that you can't see. There's human sacrifice in California, in Los Angeles. There's human sacrifice.
Have you heard that is actually real?
Oh, God, yeah, of course. There's human sacrifice goes on continually in Hollywood. There's human sacrifice. Children are being sacrificed.
Why?
It's simple. It's very simple. Because if they are going to help you, they can help you. The spirits have powers and know knowledge and powers and technology you don't know anything about. And so if he gives me, if I make a deal with him, I'll give him my body and my life and my soul. If you will give to me what I want to be able to do what you do. I want to dazzle people with.
But why would you need to sacrifice another human or a child to gain that knowledge?
That's because it's always been that way in religion. Anytime you go to a God in any religion and ask for something that he would give you, he wants something back. And so it's always been that way. Why do all the races of the world have gods that they sacrifice to? It's like the mafia. It's like underworld organization.
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Now figure that out. Talking about I sold my soul for you. For all you motherfuckers that's on here, that's asking me did I sell my soul, why the fuck is y'all on here if y'all think I sold my soul? Y'all coming right with me, you dummies.
All y'all niggas went upside down cross. Even my little partners, man. Stop that shit, boy. You look lame. All that worship the devil shit. Be with God, man.
Now we see every one of these actors and music stars, they offer up a loved one. With Kanye, it was his mom. The baby, his older brother, right? And this is when they make that Faustian bargain, the deal with the devil. Going back to this doctor in the 1500s and this deal he made, this pact with the devil for success. Celebrities who have admitted to selling their soul. Angelina Jolie, in 2016, a secret tape of a 23-year-old Angelina Jolie confessing to an alleged Illuminati ritual she attended in 1999 surfaced on YouTube. The tape was secretly recording Jolie in a private conversation with close friends. At the beginning of the video, Jolie is heard telling her friends that she wanted to encourage different types of celebrities to join the initiations, but a lot of them misunderstood it as S&M. Jolie details what she went through during the ritual. Celebrities are tied up, forced to have sex, and tortured by other members. And then she had to sacrifice a snake at the end of it. Sometimes it might be a human, sometimes a snake. And the sex torture is part of sex magic. Bob Dylan, it goes back to that destiny thing. I made a bargain a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end. Bradley, who was interviewing Dylan, what was your bargain, Dylan, to get where I am now? Bradley, should I ask who you made that bargain with? Dylan, the chief commander.
You ever look at music and say, wow, that you've written, and look back at it and say, whoa, that surprised me?
I don't know how I got to write those songs.
What do you mean you don't know how?
They were, those early songs were like almost magically written. Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even the silver spoon, a handmade blade, a child's balloon, eclipses both the sun and moon. To understand, you know too soon, there is no sense in trying. Well, try to sit down and write something like that. There's a magic to that, and it's not Siegfried and Roy kind of magic. You know, it's a different kind of a penetrating magic. And you know, I did it. I did it at one time.
You don't think you can do it today?
Mm-mm.
Does that disappoint you? I mean...
Well, you can't do something forever, and I did it once, and I can do other things now, but I can't do that.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with you know, with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
Bradley, on this earth, and then Dylan laughing, on this earth and the world we can't see. Now, many thought Dylan was talking about God, but he's obviously talking about the devil there. Katy Perry. In one interview, Katy Perry was asked about releasing a CD 10 years before she made it big in Hollywood as a singer. Her response was shocking. Interview, you're doing really well now, but didn't you release a CD almost 10 years ago? That's the interviewer. Katy Perry, yeah, I released a gospel record when I was 15. I grew up in a household where all I ever wanted to do was sing gospel music, and my parents are traveling ministers. So I kind of sang about what was going on in my life at 15. And she wanted to be the Amy Grant of music, but that didn't work out, so I sold myself to the devil. Lady Gaga. An article reports that the pop star Lady Gaga has openly spoken about a link with the Illuminati, saying, I deeply regret selling my soul to the dark forces of the Illuminati organization. She allegedly blames her fibromyalgia syndrome on dark forces manifesting in her body when she sold her soul to this organization. And remember, there was a girl that turned up dead, and she stole her whole act from that girl. That was one of her first offerings to these dark magicians.
Well, needless to say, sold my soul.
Sometimes they don't want to, and they're, you know, Gaga, we can't get, you know, the frequency's weird, and, you know, it's sounding a little bit strange, and I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna, you know, I get a little bit mad.
And, of course, Rihanna is in the building. Hey, Angie. I cannot believe it's been so long that we have done this.
You know, I am misunderstood a lot at times. My music, my image, people have their whole thing about me, whether it be me being a devil worshiper or whatever. Besides them reading into my hand over my eye on my album cover.
Why is your hand over your eye?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
All right, well, I had tickets to see the devil worshiper.
So how it was like, man, when y'all sold and shit?
What do you say?
When you sold your soul?
How the process was when y'all had
sold the soul?
When y'all
we like this close. We ain't fully sell yet. But we right there, Kodak. I'm gonna let you know.
I ain't show up.
You also talk about selling your soul, or people trying to get you to sell your soul. Yeah, people trying to get you to sell your soul in certain situations, and you're not doing it. So when you talk about that, like, how does that even work? Like, people come to you with it's different, like, offers, opportunities, or they like,
you talking about some Illuminati shit?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about. I wish I was talking about the Illuminati. I do a different level of money. I'm talking about the fact that
it's simple. Like selling your soul is like it's like if somebody tells you to do something that doesn't align with your morals and principles. You get what I'm saying? To get to a certain level or to stay here. It's like if they tell you, look, hey, in order to get them come be on Breakfast Club, you got to come in here with your ass out. You got to come in here and twerk to the music, goddamn, at the beginning. And if that's not something that aligns with you, with your morals, with your principles, with the way you operate, and you say, hell yeah, I'm a dude, man, this breakfast, I can't miss this opportunity. You sold your motherfucking soul. That's real.
What about your getting into a satanic religion? Believing in the devil?
No. I didn't say I got into it. I said I was involved with it.
Got to meet people like Sammy Davis and that kind of shit. Sammy told me he worshiped the devil. Sammy was like, you know, Satan is as powerful as God. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He says, why do you think there's so much anger in the world and killing and murder and Satan? And he saw my reaction to it, and he kind of lightened up on it. And he was like, the Dantana is dark, and it's the candles on the table, and Sammy's face over the candle. You know, Satan is as powerful as God.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You should have a greater desire than being a man.
So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, You know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man.
Then the real Hollywood came.
All the producers, the musicians, the designers.
Do you believe in God?
I don't know what that God is.
Every time I'm about to release an album, I always lose somebody close to me. My pops, it was James, it was my sister, like, for some strange reason, man, you know what I'm saying? If y'all notice, every time I put out an album, it's like I lose somebody. Like I lost my pops with my first album, I lost James with my second album.